Hello. Today let's focus on where you can improve. So what can you do to become a better servant? What can you do to become a better person? What can you do to be more generous? I don't know, what area do you need to focus on to become for more growth, right? At this time, what should be the focus for more soul growth? Something like that. So, where can we put our focus to help others, to grow, to help ourselves become better? Okay, let's see what we get here. Looking for guidance, for help, messages to improve upon. Oops, I guess we're going to take that one. Ourselves. So those that are watching, how can they better their soul growth? What messages, guidance do you have for us? Let's do one more. Anything else? Any other messages? Okay. We have support, self-care, wisdom, and merriment. Let's see, can you see those? Let's move this a little bit. Support. That makes me think of community, right? Just recognizing that you don't have to go it alone. And it's kind of interesting, in this image, there looks to be some kind of, well, there's something that looks to be like a, well, I don't know if she's a fairy or not, but like an illumined, let's put it this way, there's an illumined being, almost looks like a fire being, but yeah, she's not in this image by herself, right? She's floating, flitting, whatever she's doing, dancing. But there's some type of energy being that's helping her. So, you never have to go it alone. You can have support on many levels. You can have support from higher beings, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? Your spiritual guides. You can have support from your community, support from a group that specializes or is focused on whatever you're wanting to learn and improve upon. So you don't have to go it alone. Self-care, obviously focusing on self. In this image, she's like looking in the mirror, brushing her hair, blah, 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 blah. That's not what self-care is about, right? It's about not only taking care of our physical body, but it's about taking care of our spiritual body, the spiritual self. I almost was going to say that's more important, but obviously if you don't have a good, healthy physical body, then it feels like a struggle to take care of your inner self. But for me, self-care represents both, but more so in this instance, focusing on your spiritual self, going within, focusing on how you can improve your character, improve your lesser tendencies, working on those, right? So self in the sense of improving upon yourself, right? Okay. Wisdom and something what was the thought when I saw this card? I should flip them over individually and talk about them because I get whatever you want to call it, intuition, thoughts, whatever, immediately. And now that I'm coming to it, again, I forgot. Oh, wisdom of the ages is what I thought. Yep. This is an awesome card. Look at this. There's all these animals, this earth energy below him, really cool celestial energy above him, the mountains in the background. This is so cool. Yeah, wisdom of the ages is the thought I had. So again, I think that ties back to the support card. You never have to go it alone, right? There's history in everything that we can pull from, right? There's people, this isn't the first go around, right? So you can learn from other people's experiences, you can learn from other people's mistakes, you can learn from other people's wisdom, you can learn from other people that have gone through similar things. So I don't know if that means finding a coach, finding a guide, finding a teacher, finding someone who has been through whatever you're struggling with or whatever you're working on. But there's wisdom in the ages, right? There's wisdom in the history of everything. So I guess this card's saying, once again, don't go it alone. Find someone that can be a guide or a coach or a mentor for you. And then merriment. Yeah. Be lighthearted about this. Find joy in the little things. Everything doesn't have to be so serious and so, just so serious. Find joy and peace and happiness day to day. Right, let's get some more messages. Okay, so we're looking for more guidance about soul growth, more guidance about, for those watching, what they need to focus on to improve their situation, to become a better spiritual individual, to become a better servant, to become more whatever, generous, more loving, more kind, more receptive, more to have a higher spiritual connection? What do they need to focus on to improve soul growth? Any more guidance? Any more messages? So we got support, self-care, wisdom, and merriment. Okay. Maybe this will tell us a little bit more of maybe a process, what we can do. Let's see. Oh, tears. All right, I'm not going to flip them all over at once because I lose my guidance. Yeah, obviously there's probably been some tears shed through this whole situation, but this card also reminds me that there are difficult things we have to go through, and there are challenges, and it can be scary at times, and it can not feel so good, but that's part of the growth, right? We have to go through that uncomfortable phase, and sometimes we have to purge those lower emotions and shed some tears, and it's going to feel like it's difficult and a struggle sometimes, but usually on the other side, it's, that's where the growth happens. Once we get through the icky part that may not feel very good. All right, what else do we have? Perspective. Yeah, gaining a different perspective on the other, and that's what it is, right? Once on the other side, you're going to have a different perspective. If you look at the top of her head here, she has all this energy and all this movement, and above that it looks like there's a castle, and it's almost like starting to form. It's like these ideas and these thoughts, and they're all starting to take shape, right? And then perspective, I mean, it's just beautiful colors and all this energy that's moving, right? Here's the castle again right here. So it's like putting all of that into new perspective and allowing that energy to move and guide you instead of just hanging on to it. Release it, let it go, let the tears flow. That rhymed. That was not intentional. And then finally we have assessment. Yeah, this is a lot about being introspective, releasing and formulating a new idea, a new perspective, a new goal, a new outcome. So assessment, take stock. Where are you, and then where do you want to be? These cards are just so beautiful. Oftentimes we feel powerless. We feel like we don't have the power to make huge changes in our lives, but you do. We all do. It's just not easy. That's why a lot of people don't do it. Right? All right, let's see what we got here. But yeah, we all have the ability and the power to create change and create an amazing life. It's just, it takes effort, right? It takes effort, and it takes a bit of work to do it. But see, if you find a group or a community or a mentor or a coach or a teacher, they can help you through the process, right? They can guide you and help you through the process, because most likely they have been through it themselves or they know a little bit more about it, which makes it easier to get through. All right, let's see if we've got any more. Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. Right. So if your perspective is slightly skewed at this point and you're, oh, woe is me, and you're thinking how difficult this is and why did this happen to me and all of that kind of stuff, and why do I have to go through this? Switch your perspective, right? And look at it like something something good will come out of it. There is, I have to tell you this story. So there was this one time I was traveling. I was traveling with my 3 young kids by myself internationally, and I get up to the counter at the airport and we get our tickets. This was quite a few years ago. We actually had paper tickets, but we get our tickets and our boarding passes, and I noticed that the seats were changed, and I noticed that they were big numbers, so it was all the way back in the back of the plane. I don't know, like seat 40 something or whatever. So anyway, so I started to like bitch and complain about it, and I was like, yeah, we had already picked our seats and this and that, and I stopped for a second and I said, she said, well, you know, I can't do anything about it now, blah, 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 blah. You'll have to check at the gate. And I was going to like complain even more about it. And I stopped and I thought to myself, and I even said it out loud. I said, okay, let's just leave it. I said, maybe something good will come out of it. And sure enough, something good did come out of it. I met an amazing person. The flight actually got canceled. I had to drag my kids and my luggage and everything off the plane, out of the airport to a hotel. We had to spend the night, and then we had to come back in the morning and do it all over again. And I met this amazing person who I'm still friends with today, and who helped me through all of that. It was amazing. So you may think like this is a terrible time and this is so difficult to go through, but look at it as a potential blessing, and that something good will come out of it. Okay, and then lastly, we have Goddess of Knowledge. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. Yeah, so you probably know, and we always do, right? We always know what we have to do. It's just scary. We don't want to do it. So you probably already know what you need to do. Or you've probably already thought, well, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that, or, you know, maybe I should seek out this kind of a person, a healer, a guide, a mentor, a coach, a support group, whatever it might be. Trust your intuition, because you've probably already gotten some guidance and some messages about what your path should be or what you should be doing. Okay, I hope this helps, and I hope that you found some insight from this. As always, I thank you for allowing me to be an instrument of service. And I thank my spiritual guides, spiritual teachers, and spiritual helpers for using me as an instrument of service for their guidance, their messages, and illumination and intuition. Thank you, thank you, thank you.